Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of The Bark for Butler 360 Sports. I'm Ryan Barrett.
And I'm Jimmy LaFakis. We've got a great show lined up for you today, including the latest on the Butler baseball and women's lacrosse teams, and also an interview with freshman men's golfer Spencer Fairbanks.
But first, Jimmy takes us down to the softball field, where the team is now 5-4 in Big East play, following a pair of series against Creighton and Georgetown.
Number 21, Jenna Foreman.
The Butler softball team won one of 3 games against Creighton back on April 7th and 8th. Butler dropped both games of Saturday's doubleheader, but won 2-0 on Sunday behind a stellar performance from junior pitcher Caitlin Dowd. Dowd tripled, and junior catcher Cheyenne Thompson went deep in Game 1, but Creighton surged ahead late to take an 8-3 victory. The Bulldogs fell 5-3 in Game 2 and were held scoreless in the final 3 innings. Dowd pitched 4 2/3 innings in the series finale and got the win. She helped her own cause with a sharp 2-run double, which brought home outfielders Jenna Foreman and Alyssa Garcia. Butler also took 2 of 3 games at Georgetown University this past weekend and will host the Ball State Cardinals today at 4 p.m.
The Butler men's tennis team is hard at work preparing for their Big East tournament. Bark reporter Ryan Rhodes gives us a recap of the team's season and look forward to the upcoming tournament.
The Butler Bulldogs men's tennis team has had a terrific season so far. They have extended their record to 13-4 with a 4-match win streak. The Dogs were able to play their first conference match, in which they defeated Villanova in the Butler bubble 6-1. They have not lost a home match this season, maintaining a 4-0 record. They have also showed little signs of struggle at a neutral site with a record of 5-1. The Bulldogs have one more regular season match, which will be held in Indianapolis on Butler's outdoor tennis courts. The Dogs will face Xavier on Saturday, April 21st at 3 p.m. This will be a big match, as the team has been preparing for the Big East tournament in South Carolina on April 27th.
The Butler women's lacrosse team took on Temple this weekend at Varsity Field. Bark reporter Keelan Martin has a recap of the Big East matchup.
The Butler women's lacrosse team lost 18-5 to the Temple University Owls on Saturday morning. Leading the way for the Bulldogs was redshirt junior midfielder Haley Hollenbeck with 2 goals. Freshman attacker Morgan Page scored 1 goal. Sophomore midfielder Ashley Litzy scored 1 goal. And freshman midfielder Isabella Manley also scored 1 goal. The Owls scored 10 straight goals in the second half to beat the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs travel to Villanova today and play at 12:30 p.m.
Joining my fellow Bark reporter Kelsie Casper is here to give us an update on the Butler baseball team. So Kelsie, how did the team do this week?
Well, Ryan, the Butler baseball team has gotten off to a good start in conference play, posting a 4-1 record so far. Bulldogs swept Villanova this past weekend at Villanova in a 3-game series. They also played Creighton, took that series 1-1 after the first game of the series was canceled last week.
Who are some of the key contributors in these games?
Well, I think a lot of this lineup is strong, but I think one player that really stands out is senior Garrett Chrisman. In the Villanova series, he went 3 for 3 in the first game on the plate, and on the mound, he got the start and the win in the last game. Also, Butler ace Connor Mitchell in conference play has an ERA of just over 1.5. But looking offensively, three key Butler players really stand out: Zach Parker, Michael Hartnagel, and James Gargano, each hitting over 400 in conference play. So definitely a mix of those bats and strong pitching has been key to success in conference play so far.
So speaking of conference play, how are the Bulldogs looking in the Big East standings?
Currently, Butler is second in the Big East standings with their 4-1 record, just behind number 1 St. John, who is 6-0. They will play St. John in their last series matchup before the Big East tournament, so it should be a good test to see how they will perform in that tournament. However, the 2 teams Butler has played, Creighton and Villanova, are the last 2 teams in the standings, so should be interesting to see how the rest of this conference season plays out and their next matchup against Seton Hall this Friday.
All right, I think that's all we have time for. Thank you, Kelsie.
Thanks for having me.
The Butler men's golf team is also preparing for the Big East Championship, which is quickly approaching. My co-anchor Ryan Barrett sat down with freshman men's golfer Spencer Fairbanks for an in-depth interview about his freshman campaign.
All right, I'm here today with freshman golfer Spencer Fairbanks. I'm going to ask a few questions about the golf team. So, Spence, how's the golf team going this year?
Good. I think we're improving. I think we won 1 out of our 12 or 13 tournaments, so obviously we have some room for improvement, but I think we did pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Who are a few people you look up to this team?
Obviously Michael Dinner. He's in my fraternity. Sigma Chi, and I've always looked up to him since day one. And probably also Pat Allgaier. He's number 1 on the team right now, and he's a great influence. So I think next couple of years I'll be looking up to him as well.
What are you most looking forward to in the next upcoming years?
Recently we got a new practice facility built over at Highland Country Club, and just looking forward to be able to practice in that over the winter months. And the course over there is looking in good shape, so hopefully you got a lot of practice time in.
I guys think you're going to do in the Big East tournament this year?
I think we have a good chance of winning that this year. We're a really good, solid team right now. So.
All right. I think that's all we have. Thank you. That's all from us here at the West Gym. I'm Ryan Barrett.
And I'm Jimmy LaFakis. From all of us here at the Bark, thanks so much for watching.